What is up? It is Zane here, and today I'm at Namm 2024. I'm gonna confront some of the top audio plugin companies, and maybe we're gonna learn some insane stuff. So let's fucking go. If you've never been to Namm before, this is what it looks like. It's basically endless musicians and artists showcasing their. We're entering the room with all the plugins though, and I'm honestly kind of scared to talk to these people, but let's go. First question, what are the current goals and projects that your company is most excited about right now?
Right now, we just yesterday announced our newest plugin, Bloom, and our top priority is obviously to get that released and hopefully tell as many people as possible about it.
Oh yeah. Very high quality. I just got a little demo.
Well, I guess there's a Ladybug reverb, which is like a lo-fi reverb that's coming out in 2 weeks that I'm pretty pumped about.
Heck yeah.
That would be number one.
So the GUI looks like a ladybug or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. Does it sound anything crazy or?
Yeah, it's really kind of lo-fi reverb type sound. I always wanted a lo-fi reverb and couldn't really find one. So this one, it goes down to 8-bit and it's pretty funky.
You know, I think that we are hoping to release more plugins on the way, as well as definitely paying more attention to the whole immersive audio projects, and in general, just creating the best plugins that we can.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, well, we're really excited we have the new fat knob for our plugin, but next we're coming out with the equalizer and the compressor limiter.
Oh, okay. Classics.
Well, apart from taking over the audio world, we're looking at making it possible to work with audio as quickly and efficiently as you would think you can do it with AI without relying on other people's work to be creative and without any copyright issues. So we want to make audio that easy, but your audio and not something from a database.
Okay, I really like that.
So right now I'm very excited about the network audio software I've just released last week. So it lets you play with other people either on a local network or through the internet. It's a network streaming and mixing console. So I've been working on this topic for 2 or 3 years because I released 2 years ago another piece of software that already does audio streaming through the network, but this one is a bit different and more complete.
Yeah, it seems complicated to develop, but
Well, not that much, but it took time just to tweak it and make it work, especially with remote connections.
That would be Zebra 3, so, and ZebraNet 3, which we're showing here. But we also have some Eurorack modules coming up for Superboot later this year. And well, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
so what's in the Eurorack modules, like effects and stuff, or?
Well, no, we currently work on like an envelope module, a mixing module. We kind of started doing more utility modules, and before we go into maybe some deeper modes, we have a filter coming up as well.
And these are hardware? Or
Hardware,
plugins?
yes,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
they're actually hardware.
Okay, interesting.
We have a big project that we've been working on for a long time. It involves content sharing within our plugins. So our users create a lot of content within the plugins. They create presets, they create wavetables or samples and stuff. And we're making it so that they can easily share them within the plugins so that other users can then find that work easily. And that's going to increase the amount of available stuff to every user by 1,000 or 100,000. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, no,
so it's going to be sort of a community effort to build out the available presets and samples and stuff.
Wow, okay, that's awesome.
It sounds simple, but it's the worst project ever. It's so difficult.
For the development side?
Yeah. And from just an idea side and legal side and copyright for samples and watching out for people uploading malicious code or viruses and validating data and making everything work in 100 different servers, downloads. It's such a big project.
Yeah, I can't even imagine.
It's almost bigger than actually building the synthesizer in the first place.
Yeah, that's insane. Wow.
Well, I can talk about what we've recently worked on. So we just launched version 5.1 with like new filters and character devices, and we also just launched the integration with Touch Designer, which is a visual programming language.
Love Touch Designer.
So that was like one of the recent projects that I was super excited about, and I'm very excited to see what our community is doing with that.
Alright. Second question, so how do you envision the landscape of audio plugins evolving over 2024?
I'm not sure. Hopefully, we'll see more new types of plugins, and I don't know. It's very difficult to predict. There's been a sort of wave of similar types of plugins. Hopefully, not that many plugins doing the same thing, but more innovation.
I think that there's a lot of independent companies popping out, like small companies like myself that are doing some really wild shit. And I feel like 2024 is the year of small, independent, cool, funky companies.
Yeah.
I would say that we're seeing a huge surge of AI-supported plugins in general. I think it's really cool, and I think that there is going to be a lot of taking like the guesswork out of or the dirt work out of the understanding the plugin. So it's less about trying to work with the plugin, but more about playing with the plugin. So I like that about the progression of plugin development.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Growing. Big.
Alright.
Well, the big trend is that many companies pick up AI tool sets from the big players like Google and Meta, and then they wrap their UI around it and add some bells and whistles and call it a day. I think we'll see more of that as the buzz about AI is not going anywhere. And I think there's going to be more consolidations where smaller companies merge into larger companies. We've seen a lot of that. It's going to be an interesting year for sure.
I think it's going to continue to grow because more and more people are using plugins everywhere. So I'm pretty confident with that. But otherwise, I have no idea.
Any trends of plugins you predict?
Oh no. There are so many plugins out there, so many different companies. It's very difficult to see a trend.
I hope that our Zebra 3 is going to be finished. It's a really difficult question, right? So there's a lot of consolidation in the industry, like companies fusioning and stuff. And my impression is that it's becoming more and more difficult to do really interesting things, right? And novel things, and a lot of stuff is already there. But I think that people will keep pushing boundaries on what's possible, right? So, like we do with Zebra and Zebra 3, maybe.
Any like trend predictions for plugins, or?
You mean like AI and stuff? So yeah, there's going to be a lot of AI that's kind of foreseeable. I don't know what it's supposed to do, and ourselves, we're just not really interested in it yet. And other than that, I don't know if what we're doing is a new wavetable editor that can be used for wavetables for anything. So maybe better wavetables, hopefully.
Well, I'm sure the AI thing is gonna have an impact, but at the same time, I think I estimated a little less impactful than many others. A lot of people are super excited about it, like AI for multitude of various reasons, like AI created music, or AI created sound design, or AI created, I don't know, anything. We're less ecstatic about it than others, but I think it will definitely take a big step up in this year. But we're not dealing with any of it actually, so don't expect anything like that from Kilohertz.
I think where I see plugins like, for example, Current and others are going is definitely embracing more sort of like a semi-modular architecture, where you have like a plugin that is actually sort of like more multi-purpose than just one synthesizer. if that makes sense.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Last question. So I'm like a plugin developer, and like that's kind of my main community. So,
Okay.
what are your current thoughts on like the business side of the audio plugin industry right now?
Well, the business is obviously doing good, seeing how many brands there are here at Namm. I feel that there are not that many smaller plugin brands very visible, although they're out there. So hopefully there will be a new wave of smaller plugin companies coming up and taking more visibility.
People say it's oversaturated, but I feel kind of the opposite. I feel like there's a lot of new people in the game and a lot of new kind of interest in music production in general. So I feel like we're just starting, and yeah, it is going well for Safari. So hopefully it'll be well for all the little independent companies.
I would say that it's kind of divided into different alliances, I would suppose. I would say that I wish that there's ways to own plugins and be able to have it forever. And with the subscription-based plugins, you risk losing what you worked on, if you don't have the plugin anymore. So I would say that, a lot of people email SoundToys and they love that we are not doing subscription. When you buy SoundToys plugin, you own the license. That's something that I wish is a more agreed upon thing for the, in that plugin business.
Well, you have to go with all the climates right now, but because it's such a vision of the future, I think you take the bumps, you take the curves, but you stay in it. It's all about the basic principle of staying in it for the long haul. As long as you can maintain it there, do good, respectable, credible product, like we do here at the company, and this is what I'm talking about, It's a big mess. There's with all the new tools available, there's I'd say millions, but it's probably more thousands of new companies. There's sales all the time, and there's platform changes. Recently, Apple Silicon, for example, and now iOS has opened up with Logic Pro on there. So it's a very complicated market to navigate. There's a lot of competition, a lot of pricing pressure. Yeah, it's a tricky. The business side isn't trivial.
Well, there are more and more companies involved on the business side. The market is changing quite quickly. It's quite different from 20 years ago when I started the company. So there's more competition. There are so many companies that are merging. So we still have the smaller ones like me, but the bigger ones are getting bigger. So it's changing the way we do business. I'm not sure if it's good or bad, but it's changing.
So we're doing well. So we've had better. Every year has become better for us than the previous year. They're really loud.
That is so loud.
Yeah, they're so loud there. But we've also always been very much into sustainability, not do too many sales. Keep a future, right? Not burn it all off within the shortest period of time. So those who do that, I think, are going to be fine. But I don't know. It's difficult to say. I mean, I have no experience with starting a business in these times, because I started 25 years ago almost, 22 years ago. And so I wouldn't know what it's like these days.
It's tough. it's a lot of work, a lot of learning, and just a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Everything is turning into bundled subscriptions. I'm not gonna say we were early on that, but our subscription has been around for 4 years, and we're seeing more and more subscriptions. But the other companies need to learn from the mistakes that have been made already. A lot of subscription services have been offered and then rolled back because of user backlash already. So I mean, to me, it's just weird how a few companies, like just this last year, have tried to launch subscription services that are kind of hostile towards the user, and then they seem like surprised when they got the backlash. I don't know how that happens. It's been happening for 4 or 5 years now. If they missed the memo, I don't know what kind of research they have been doing. But yeah, that it seems to be where it's heading, even more so. So more subscriptions. And I think that's fine. I don't mind it much. I like the way we do it, where it is a subscription, but you sort of get your money's worth in the end. So even if you stop subscribing, you have a lot to show for it. We have a lot of great positive feedback on that, and I think like for actual complaints, we've had like 1 or maybe 2 people be like openly negative about our subscription in all of the 4 years that it's been available. So like 2 out of however many thousand. It's like that's a pretty good record, I think, for this model.
I think, I mean, the pandemic was definitely like a booming phase for all of us, and now it's kind of like the consolidation. And I'm just very happy to be here at Namm Show and see so many plugin vendors like alive and kicking and having a lot of exciting new products out. And I'm hoping that this trajectory also continues for the next year. So I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming from all kinds of companies, including us.
Hey, all right, perfect.
Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that video. If you want to know my honest thoughts about everything that just happened, of course, like, I'm grateful that I got to be in an environment filled with artists and musicians and got to talk to some amazing, smart people. But at the same time, I do feel a little empty in one part of my heart. There wasn't as many YouTubers this year, but I was able to meet Venus Theory, super fucking cool. I saw Rick Beato and like some other like famous YouTubers, and I just wish that like they knew who I was, I guess, or like I was a part of that club, you know what I mean, of just being like clouded up. It does seem a little annoying to have people following you around and shit, but like still, I just wish I was a known artist and not fucking irrelevant. I feel really fucking motivated though to make some good plugins now and to make some amazing music. I did expect a little more from the technological side of the industry, like new innovations and shit, but I don't know. Comment down below, let me know what you think about all these companies and their answers, and let me know what I should ask smart people and like things that you want to know, because I do have a little more connections now in the industry, and like I ask what I care about, but maybe you guys have some juicier stuff, more controversial things that I might be able to ask. So chase your fucking dreams no matter what. I'll see you in the next one. We're taking over the entire world. Goodbye.